Trick or treat. Ooh, ooh. Thought I had another balloon. Hello. Happy Halloween. Something's happened to Lindsay.
So you know what? It's because I was watching that screen thinking, how many seconds behind is it? And then I got really caught up in my head.
We're a little bit, it's confusing. YouTube has a bit of a delay. Then we haven't even, we try and make it smaller so that we can read your comments in time.
And I've got my own brain delay. So
Her whole head's just melting off right now. We need to this is a serious episode. We've got things to cover. First of all, happy Halloween, everybody. We've finally made it to the 31st of October.
I've been so excited about Halloween.
I agree. I'm like kind of sad that I don't have anything to do after this.
I thought
actually.
exactly the same. I drove past the pub on the way here and I thought, let's go pub after. And I thought, don't be crazy. You don't do things like that anymore.
Just to go and show off my makeup. I've done my lips in a jokey way, but I'm not.
One of my joking anymore.
One of my things is like how small my lips are, and I kind of like this shape growing on me.
When it started as a joke, but then you're like,
So much of it, like the shaping of my nose, my eyebrows, like I might just keep this. I might just.
I love Halloween makeup. Just absolutely love it. I remember saying the same last year when we went to a party, didn't we? And we were in fancy dress that time too.
Yeah.
And I was walking down the street just thinking, I just want to do this all the time.
We're trying to work out, is this a neurodivergent trait? Like, it could easily be Halloween every day for me. Like, the
Yeah.
idea of I mean, get me a week in, suddenly I'm probably sick of doing my makeup every day. But to have the choice to be able to do it a little bit
Yeah.
more out there and creative.
It must be the creativity. Do you think that's what it is? Because I've really enjoyed sitting there doing it tonight, creating something.
Yeah.
So
Have you ever, I was told that if you try a makeup like for the first time, like a technique or a new product, it always looks better than when you just rush your normal morning routine, or even though you know that routine so well. Advice is to just change something up little every day, because apparently it brings that fresh novelty,
yeah.
like being able to go through a whole beat. Because I don't know about you, but I go through so many days now where I don't even wear makeup
Yeah.
because
all
I'm
the
so
time.
bored of doing the same. I can't be arsed. I'm like, whatever, the world can take me like this today.
Yeah, but I don't do mine all the time because it just, if you do it all the time, it gives me spots. So I just think I'm really
Yeah.
not that fussed. I'll just go without and then just do it on those special occasions. So then when I do it, when I outline my eyes and things, I'm like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Then I think, no, that's makeup.
No, I know what you mean, and I feel like it is that idea of being someone else. Like, who am I? I'm not Steph right now.
Do you think I was thinking that when you were saying, is it a neurodivergent trait? Like, is it to do with the fact that we mask so often anyway? We're quite comfortable switching and not only do we mask, but I wake up with like, oh, I'm in this personality today. I'm this, you know, I've always,
Yeah.
before I understood ADHD or found out about ADHD, I used to joke that I'd got multiple personalities. So now I understand it. It's just more, it's my neurodivergence in general, but
Do you find that quality in you helps you, I mean, hinders you when it comes to designing your room, designing how you want something to look? Because
yes.
you're like, I love modern, but I also like classic, but I also like neon, and I also like colours, but I also like the idea of a monochrome.
Wow. I can't believe you've just said that because in one respect, I loved growing up and having all these different styles and I'd dress like this, dress like this, dress like this. But in the other respect, it took me till my 30s to start having tattoos for that reason. Because I was like, I love colour. I don't like colour. I like old style. I like modern. I like pop art. I like detail.
Yeah.
And I wake up one day to the next with a different head on.
I think growing up, I used to flick between things, or I'd learn about something. It's the novelty. Oh, I didn't know about that before. That's cool. That must be my new favorite thing now, and it would be
Yeah.
until the next thing came out. But I'd be like, wait, that contradicts. Like, how can I be Barbie girl now because I was emo girl last
Yeah.
week? And that doesn't really people are gonna think I'm fake, and it's like I'd have to try and really but who am I? But who am I?
Yeah. And I think maybe that's why identity like this theme of identity when it
Yeah.
comes to the platform of finding your identity and exploring it. That's probably why that was such a strong passion of mine,
Yeah.
because I've had so much over the years of who am I? Who the hell am I? Hey Lou, thank you for joining us this evening.
Hello, Lou. How are
Says
you
we're looking
doing?
awesome.
Thank you very much.
Don't we just feel it as well?
Literally. Lou, you should be joining us.
Yeah, man.
What would you have you dressed up this year, Lou? Have you got anything that you've had to attend? Anything that's Halloween themed?
I'm sure one time she did like a zombie Little Red Riding Hood type vibe. I'm sure we've done that before.
I feel like red hair opens you up to some really cool costumes that you don't have to even colour your hair for, like Jessica Rabbit.
There was
The
there was one time we did a Harry Potter themed thing, and she did Bellatrix Lestrange,
oh,
and I
very
was
cool.
the lion from Gryffindor. And we had this photo together.
Of course you were. What else would you have been?
Well, I'd already
The whole hell of Harry Potter franchise, and you've gone with.
got a lion outfit though from a different time, and I thought, how can I
Okay,
wear something that I've already got? And I didn't want to just be a witch,
I love that.
I'm already a witch every day. So so I was the lion, but we've got this photo, and it's like when you see two stars that meet together at like the Oscars behind the scenes type
Yes.
photo, the photo of me and Bellatrix Lestrange, like the Gryffindor line of Bellatrix Lestrange, it's that the photo looks like that, like
That's hilarious.
like they're posing for this selfie together, like, oh, let's get I've heard about you, like, so nice to meet you in person. It's like so cool, it's such a vibe.
Do you still have that picture?
Somewhere,
Dig it
yeah.
out.
I bet it's on my old Facebook, so I'd be able to find it. Lou, if you can find it and WhatsApp it to me, then go for it. But our friend also came along. Shout out to Jilly, who turned 40 last week or the week before.
Happy 40th, Jilly.
Yes, indeed. And she doesn't like fancy dress, so she came as a muggle. Those that don't know the Harry Potter speak, that's just a normal regular person. So she
What are you,
didn't
regular
have to,
heathens?
didn't have to dress up because she was just a muggle. So that was quite funny.
Hello.
This evening, Kat.
Hey, Kat.
Saying we both look fabulous.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. And Lou saying she loved the Harry Potter night. The photo. Oh, the photo's up in the living room. The photo's actually up at home.
Oh, that's so cute. It's worth framing. It's worth putting.
It is a really
that.
cool photo.
What about you, Kat? Are you dressing up this year?
Has George gone off to? I think George was going off to a party. Her son, which I've known George since he was about 2 or 3 years old, and I'm a bit like, I'm not happy about him going to a party. I need to make sure that
When's he
there's
coming home?
yeah, exactly, like no trouble. Like I feel like I need to be there, keeping an eye on him.
I was looking at the footage from the 2 years ago where we had the Halloween party.
Oh, yeah.
And George was drawing people there with his caricatures, and he helped us out quite a little bit throughout
We had a
that.
really good evening with him, didn't we?
Messing around with the airsoft guns.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
Lindsay, is your hair orange? Oh my god, I love it. Do you like it? It's just hair chalk.
Oh my god, I've just realised.
Whoa!
Am I?
It's because it all looks part of the fit.
Do you know what? I remember you having dark hair, and my brain just didn't.
Yeah.
It had like a hairspray on it.
Yeah,
I
but
can clearly see it's different
it,
colour.
yeah, it's just hair chalk, so it will hopefully wash out. It was
Wow.
actually bright red when it went on, but it's toned down a bit. But I quite like it.
I think it's wicked. I love the colour.
I never used the red one. The red one was completely untouched, and I thought, well, it gives me a chance to try out a new hair colour.
Back on dark hair would be a bit useless.
I think. Do you know what? Anyone that wants a bit of a hair chalk tip, wet it. Wet your hair.
Okay.
Wet the chalk. I think it shows up when your hair's wet, but then when it dries out, it fades down. So when it dries out, whether it'll lose the vibrancy, I'm not sure. But
It's worth giving it a go. A little tester patch.
I can always bring the ones I've got, and you can try them, and then you'll know if they're
Give them a go.
worth it.
I can try on stream.
Yeah. Just off to a party dressed as the Purge.
Ooh, quite a scary. The Purge always terrified me.
And his Uncle Ben feels the same, look, freaking out over his safety. And everyone best be behaving at this party. Auntie Lindsay will not be impressed if George isn't looked after.
I feel like George is quite a good rule follower, isn't he? I don't
Oh,
feel like he gets himself wrapped up in any trouble.
I
So
think he'll be fine. I think it's probably more of the people that I'm worried about. Like my sister was fine till she went to a house party, and then police end up getting involved because of, I'm not going to disclose on air everything that went on, but you just think it's a teenage rite of
yep,
passage, isn't it? Kind of
you've got
getting
to go
wrapped up
through it.
in things that you just weren't expecting of that person.
Yeah, I mean,
Sometimes they're the worst ones, like the
yeah,
ones to watch, as it were.
and you want to be getting into them when, well, at least getting into that kind of trouble when you're young and not so much when you're older. So if you need to get it out of your system, teenage years are perfect for it. I'm sorry, Kat, I'm not condoning anything.
Yeah, get out of your system now for sure.
Just stay safe, and to the parents out there, make sure you're providing an environment where your kids can talk to you.
Yes.
Then it's safe.
I saw a really funny post earlier that my friend Danny had shared, so that someone else had done. But it was, the photos were of his tree in his car that somebody had chucked toilet rolls over, like, grabbed it by the end and thrown them. So it was like,
TP'd.
yeah, and he had put all these pointers about how he was so disappointed because they'd not done a good job. He was like, let's keep this tradition alive, like teach your kids. And he was like, there was a whole toilet roll that hadn't been unraveled. What a waste. And then it said, always bring someone along to feed the dog and keep it occupied so it's not barking. Their getaway was so slow that I caught them. It was like, parents, do drills with your cats. Getaway drills. I was just laughing because I thought it's a tough one. At work today, one of the ladies was like, I hate Halloween, it's Americanized and it's just an excuse for
My
people
mum
to
says the
like,
same, and I saw a woman out there that said the same thing as well.
yeah. And maybe because I'm such a Halloween lover, I found it really disappointing. I thought it's such a shame to hate on it because I also saw a funny thing that said it's the one time of year that we just accept everyone for who they are, the waifs, the strays, the weirdos, the deformed. It's like, come to the house, I'll give you sweets. And it's like, imagine if we were like that every day.
Yeah.
Giving and, sharing and coming together as a
Yeah.
community. There's actually a lot to celebrate.
I think it becomes a generational thing and what you're taught, because a lot of these, especially my parents, were brought up by their parents who are post-war.
Yeah.
What you make, you keep yourself because no one else is going to help you in this world. Whereas our generation is a little more like, we'd rather care for everyone else because it means that we have a better world for us,
Yeah.
right? This idea of, so Halloween to my mum is you just knocking on my door and begging. Whereas to
Yeah.
me, it's an opportunity for the neighborhood to know each other,
Yeah.
to have fun, to share. Not all these kids have things going on the insides of their front doors.
Yeah.
Just to
And there is a lot of doom
Yeah.
and gloom. So it's a nice event. And do you know what I do like? This kind of unwritten rule of, if there aren't pumpkins out, don't knock on them. So it's very much,
Yeah, you can
kind
see
of,
if they're not celebrating.
yeah, I think that's really nice. Because I think there was a time when the elderly were getting quite distressed. People are knocking on the door and they
Yeah.
might be confused and wondering what's going on, or your dog keeps barking and it's ruining your night. So I think there was a time
Yeah.
where it was, but now that there's this kind of rule of just go to the houses that clearly
Yeah.
are welcoming, I think where's the
Can't
harm
go
in-
wrong.
Yeah, you turn your front lights off. People aren't knocking.
Yeah.
I mean, there's loads of people outside. They're squealing and everything. They're not knocking on this door because there's no pumpkins. They can see there's
Yeah.
lights on, but they're not knocking on the doors. So
It's there's
chucking chocolate out the window.
Hey, cat! There's a house a little bit further down that has literally decorated the entirety of their front garden. I think they've got some of the neighbours involved to expand it a bit, and it's all for just for kids charity.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I got out of the car and the whole neighborhood is crowded around this garden. I thought, what on earth is going on there? All this squealing, but it's lovely. I really like it. That feeling of kind of togetherness.
Definitely.
One of the best things that I saw that happened last year was this lady had got like a basket of sweets or whatever, and then she'd got a couple of potatoes in there just as a joke. And a load of kids took sweets, and one kid was like, "Can I have the potato?" And she was like, "Yeah." Like that wasn't the plan, but yeah, if you want the potato, you take the potato. And then a few minutes later, there's a knock on the door, and it's a couple of more lads. Can I have a potato? So she started. She ended up running out of a big sack of potatoes rather than her sweets. And it's
So
like that just shows that novelty. Like these kids were going back into the community and saying to their mates, that woman's giving out potatoes, and they all wanted potatoes.
Potato.
Yeah. Like, it made me think maybe they'd got spud guns. Like, my brother used to have a spud gun growing up. So maybe, the potato was going to come in handy, but that really made me giggle.
Yeah, I mean, you can put it in someone's exhaust. You can make some havoc with that.
Yeah, suppose that's the only concern, isn't it? Like, I think teenagers can be a bit of a nuisance, can't they, on Halloween evening? Like, if they
Yeah.
decide that they're going to go egging cars and things. I remember it being quite the evening when I was 14 or so, like to the point where it's getting closer to firework night, and I'd stay in for a week over that time because I hated the lads messing about with fireworks. It really
Exactly the same. I've never really been into fireworks. I like them from a distance.
Yeah,
Distance and enjoying them. Or
controlled.
if I've gone to like a proper, although even more recently, I went to Loughborough University, always have a really cool display.
Nice.
And they have this like light projection that goes onto the side of the big main building, and it makes it look like there's people in the windows, and like it's really cool, and it's all done with music and stuff. It's always been brilliant, but the last time we went, it seemed like the fireworks were like right in front of us, and you could hardly watch the second half of the show for the stuff coming back down.
Oh, wow.
You're like kind of like all the ash is going in your eye, and I'm like
Dodging the sticks.
way too close. There's the rules and regulations have been sideswiped a little here, and I'm also sick of going to these things and being yelled at by stewards like, get back please, and you're like, I'm just stood.
Yeah.
Don't stop yelling at me. Tell me where to go.
We went to a horrible fireworks show as a kid that probably has scarred me because I didn't understand that my sensory processing is probably the reason I hated fireworks, but also traumatized when these young lads were like in charge of the display, and any duds or what they deemed as duds, they were lobbing into the fire.
Oh no.
Now and again, a firework had come shooting out of the fire at any old angle. It was terrifying.
When they go across the floor, just at people's feet.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
great.
No, I don't like it. So Kat has kicked off with an unbelievable fact. We don't know whether
Oh.
she's tricking us and it really is an unbelievable fact or not.
I love that. Let's get cats. I've got a few things to. Oh, do you know what? Save that word. Save that.
Yeah, let's get
got-
the announcements out of the way.
I've got a few fun things to go on through. Just a few videos, really
Okay,
quick
cool.
ones.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's anything you'd rather put in front of that. If there's any notes, please like and subscribe if you're watching this.
Yes,
all
do please
really
like and
helps.
subscribe. We're building our subscribers very slowly but surely, so keep going.
And if you're new, if you've come over here from either Steph and the Afters or anywhere else on the internet, your little corner, thank you for joining us. Thank you for subscribing. And get involved every Thursday. We're here 7 till 8. So first, some good news happened. You know me and my politics. Let's show you over here. Let's react. Ooh. Instagram, my word. So if I go to react.
I'm so hungry. I started doing my makeup quite well as soon as I finished work without eating anything. And obviously I can't eat anything till after. Sorry, I just thought I'd announce that.
Just in case we start hearing your stomach rumbling louder than everything.
In fact, you keep zoning out, it's because I've not ate.
Please subscribe, donate, Lindsay starved. Okay, so for the past 12 years, the Conservatives make me cry every time they brought something up. I know Labour aren't making everyone happy. I know this new budget has got some things in that's got people a little bit angry, but can I just say I almost cried when this came out. Just listen to these words.
The reforming special educational needs provision. To improve outcomes for our most vulnerable children and to ensure that the system is financially sustainable. To support that work, I am today providing a £1 billion uplift in funding, a 6% real terms increase from this year.
Start that again because she says who that's for.
And finally, this government is committed to reforming special educational needs provision. To improve outcomes.
SEND is finally getting the support that it deserves. And I know people aren't mad at this guy. This woman, people told me she's got no personality, she's awful. And I'm here to tell you, I'm so thankful of that because she's not spending our money on parties, on doing crazy stuff. She loves numbers, and she's come up with a plan to actually reform SEND provision.
And I'm on the front line of that, so we'll hopefully
see how it plays out. Yeah, definitely.
Watch this space.
Most definitely. So then, as it's Halloween, I thought I'd show you a cat that does a bit of trick-or-treating, but more just take stuff.
My cat won't stop stealing.
Ask me that. What is... Oh, a scratch card. Is it a winner, though? A tenner. Monkey! What the hell have you got now? Tablets. Where have you been? To the chemist? Monkey, what have you got now?
Let's go into someone's house.
What have you got?
Look at the pretty eyes.
It's
Monkey,
gorgeous.
what have you got today? Give me them. Chipsticks. No way. What are these?
Wow, her eyes are amazing.
Her eyes are gorgeous. Someone is
What have you
missing
got
some
now?
stuff.
Give me that. Who's this? Wow.
Emotional support pickle.
Monkey, what have you got? What is that? Wall plugs. Wow. Monkey, where
I
have
just
you
love
been?
that there's
and
no
what have you
rhyme
got?
or reason about.
Ask me
I
that.
don't know
What is-
where it's going to get these
A
things.
scratch card.
It's like
Is
the
it a winner,
contents
though?
of your shit
Tenner.
drawer. You know, that's all those
Monkey.
things that you
What?
just put into a drawer in the kitchen. That cat is bringing it all home.
What's the chat saying? Are we loving it?
So we've got Cat's Unbelievable Facts. Lou saying about fireworks. She loves seeing them, but feel bad for all the animals. Oh, yeah. Think they should just have the big arranged ones and not every garden banging out massive fireworks because they're too close to the houses.
I agree. The garden setup, it doesn't make sense.
And that's the thing. It's not just the dogs and the cats, is it? There's like, you're thinking of the actual wildlife. They must be really terrorized, actually. And
Yeah.
the thing is, we've got Diwali starting, so there'll be lots of fireworks through that. I mean, where we're situated, there will be a lot of celebrations, won't there? So we will have fireworks now consistently for the next 2 weeks. And I personally, actually, I'm not bothered. But then that point of thinking of the wildlife and the animals, actually, that is quite unfair because they don't really know what's going on. And that's the thing. It's like you don't have to stop all the fun. You could just have set time so it limits it rather than it just being everyone.
Regulated meats. I completely agree. I know people are like, oh, it's expensive. Well, you don't have to pay to get in. They go up so far in the sky. If you know one's on, go and find a high ground or a car park near and go and watch them. Like, I think that's how I've done it every year. Like,
Yeah, me and my mum have done that, driven out to the countryside, and there's like this hill and there was all these cars already there, and we just pulled up and just watched them.
Yeah.
It's nice.
we know what the game is.
Cat saying that cat is TikTok famous, makes a giggle. Monkey.
Monkey, it's famous, is it?
It's a
Oh,
cheeky monkey, that's why. Stealing all those things.
out of all the stuff my cat's done that's very naughty, it's never benefited me in any way. And sometimes I'd like some wall plugs.
Or a scratch card, a winning scratch card. I mean, that is
Dead up.
like decent, isn't it?
There's a family somewhere up in arms just yelling at each other. Where's that scratch card?
We know you've took it.
I put it right there. Well, I ain't moved
Who
it.
took the emotional support pickle? I know you've got it.
You've had that. You've taken that to school. I've not taken it to school. They'll think I'm really weird. Why would I take that? This last one, I wasn't in my arm and whether I should even bother showing it, but
Why not?
I just think we struggle to describe our podcast, right? But I think this one does it perfect.
Person than a conversation with another neurodivergent person when you're just going back and forth. No one can get a word in edgeways. You're just talking at each other basically, but the conversation flows from one topic to another just endlessly. You just keep going on about the most random things, and when someone says something that's just kind of random, it makes you think about something else that's kind of random, and by the end of it you've just forgotten what you're both talking about because the conversation's gone so far off the initial topic that you just don't even know what's going on. Those are the best conversations, man. They make me feel so alive. They make me feel like I'm really here, you know? They make life feel exciting because you get lost in someone's mind. When someone flows on the same frequency as you, speaks at the same wavelength as you, it makes it so much easier because you kind of just talk. You don't have to think about if you're talking too much. You don't have to think about if you're going off topic because the other person will just pick up with another
single young
random
man.
piece of information that's totally irrelevant, or
Luke Grosh.
it seems irrelevant, and then
Grosh.
start talking anyway. It's just beautiful. I absolutely love it. There's nothing better
Gives
as a
me hope that
neurodivergent
there's other
person than a
people
conversation with
men
another
out there that love
neurodivergent.
it, because I've never most men I've got like, just shut up.
Yeah, the
You
difference
switch
is
conversation.
a neurodivergent that understands that they are neurodivergent.
Yeah, and a neurodivergent that's ashamed of their neurodivergence, so they therefore shame you of yours. Those conversations though are definitely me and
Deeper.
Kat.
The deeper. No, yeah, definitely.
My friends
No relatable, best conversations.
Yeah, mine and Kat's conversations are always that kind of no one gets to finish anything, and it goes on this trail of whatever we were talking about at the start to what we end talking about is not. Sometimes it does a full loop though, and we do get a chance to finish what we started.
It's when you like half say things go, oh, I just remembered, and you're like, no, it's worth it. Go on,
Yeah,
say it, because
it
if we
is.
forget it again, it could be years.
Well, I think we did just get to the point where we were like, we could either get annoyed and start trying to control the direction of the conversation, or we could just literally go with it.
Yeah.
And just trust that whatever needs to be said will be said in the next 2 hours.
Whatever will be said, yeah, whatever will be, will be.
Yeah, exactly. My friend's old cat used to, what was that? Come home with random odd
socks. If you wonder where your socks go during the washing, it may be a moggy.
Oh my god, the amount of people that do say as well, don't they? Like, they talk about the fact that you wash your clothes and there's always socks go missing. It's been cats stealing them all along.
Cats. People say it's the tumble dryer, it's the washing machine, and they've been catching stray elves for a while. It's not even them. It's the cats. But speaking of cat, she's going to kick us off with her first. So what we're doing today, if you've not seen the post along the top, you can give us your unbelievable fact, be it an actual fact or completely made up, and our job is to work out if it's true or not. If you were here last week, I got.
I was just gonna say, do you remember what?
I don't remember what the thing was.
It was because I said, do you remember that April Fool's where they said the Millennium Dome would rain because of the amount of people in there, their breath would condensate and it would cause little rain clouds.
That was it.
Peter from True Vibe Clothing said it did rain, and you were like, did it? I need to look this up. And then in the meantime,
halfway through the sentence typing it when I was like, I looked round. She's
I
like,
was giggling.
you idiot.
I was giggling because I'd read what he was like. No, it didn't. I was just joking.
I like, oh my god! But my life's full of those things, and Peter is involved. If you get any of the giveaways today, there's some stickers from True Vibe, so we've included you. You've inspired this episode.
So
I just kept saying, when you go home and forget what you were saying, going back to the conversation of a neurodivergent, when you go home and remember what you forgot during the conversation, you're like, do I text them?
Yeah.
Is it worth bringing up? Like,
that always seems to happen, doesn't it? It's like you've been laying in bed and you're like, oh, I didn't tell them that. I was meant to say this.
I've always said, if you remember it later, message me, because it makes me... Do you remember I had a thing answered for me not long ago? Do you remember I was on the way to somewhere and someone messaged me with warnings about flooding? And I was like, who is this? And they were like, sorry, wrong number. It was the people next door to me. So, a young lad that used to teach, his family.
Oh, right, yeah.
So one of their kids had got their dad's phone. It was like, oh, got the number off, thinking that I was someone else.
Oh, okay.
Or Steve or something. It was someone next to her in a contact.
Yeah.
And when Jamie was like, did you get a random message the other day? And I was like,
I did, actually.
My God. And it never happens. You never get those answers in life. And I was just like, thank you.
Yeah, like the mystery is solved. Because the thing was, it was a local area that we're talking about, wasn't it? So that was the most confusing part about it.
Yeah, it was like, how could it be a random text but also be specific
to my area? Yeah, you were actually coming in that direction, so knowing about that flood was helpful.
I was trying to find Kat's unbelievable fact.
There it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is give us your unbelievable facts. You can either put them in the chat below. We've got a load sent to us, and
I've got some as well.
Ooh, we're gonna go through them.
Test you with.
to test me.
Well, because obviously I already know the answer.
I've like just put the answers that I've got from random ones that we've got in messages, put them to the side. I've not paid any attention to
Yeah,
them. I
well,
don't really know.
I'd conjured some up just in case nobody got involved. So I was like, I'm prepared. I've got 6 statements, 3 are true, 3 are not.
Oh, I love that. I love that you said conjured as well. I feel like for Halloween, it's given me like the cauldron. Yeah. Kundalini.
Yeah.
Not a thing. Not a
So
thing.
the first one then, all the electricity powering the internet weighs the same as an apricot.
So, to be specific, we're being asked the weight of the electricity.
Conjuring the internet.
Conjuring the
Is that what it said? If I just used the word conjuring, then accidentally.
No.
Powering.
Sorry.
Conjuring, not conjuring. I wish the internet was conjured. I don't understand. Well, you'd feel like that'd be a lot more like, what, does all the internet just come from one source point then that's powered by electricity? Do you know what I mean?
So, if you were to, so all the electricity that powers the internet,
Universe.
I don't know what the weight of like.
Any electricity is.
How do you measure electricity? What's that in?
Hertz.
Hertz,
Hertz is sound. I don't know.
So I know energy in general is kilojoules, isn't it? But then it's amps.
But it's the weight. I don't know.
Intriguing.
I don't know.
It's such a random like this of an apricot that it's such a specific fruit that isn't like orange, apple, pear. It leads me to think that it is true.
Yeah, and I think it is true because I'm like, would Cat just make that up? It doesn't seem like a makeable up thing.
I don't know. Cat's on a random one sometimes.
Yeah.
she can pull them out.
What she could have done though is read that fact and actually it's the weight of an elephant and she's changed the fact to make it not true. Do you see what I mean?
Right, yeah. Oh.
It seems that's the thing, are they double bluffing?
So I know mass is a strange thing, right? There's ones where you take away the empty space and you're left with just the pure matter. Apparently you can condense the whole universe into like your thumbnail. If you get rid of all, if you think of particles, they like vibrate.
Yeah.
All that empty space, if you were to just condense it down. And again, that's the sort of thing that makes me think that is true.
I think it is true. We'd say it's a treat then. True. Treat is true. Trick's false.
So when something's on, it doesn't weigh. How much more does it weigh? Not a considerable, noticeable amount, right? So I'm going to say true.
Yeah, I think true too.
I don't know how we find this out now.
Yeah, well, hopefully Cat should know the answers. But I mean, we can Google it, can't we?
Yeah, definitely.
She's got another one for us though.
Okay.
Swallowing gum can take 7 years to digest. I feel like I've heard this before when, as a kid, you were told not to swallow gum because it takes years and years and years to digest. So I would say that that's a treat or true.
That's true, you saying?
Yeah, that it takes 7 years to digest.
I think it's one of them ones that people used to think and they don't anymore.
Right, yeah.
But now you've made me second guess now.
It could be a myth, like you say. Like the whole, do you really wee on a jellyfish thing? Oh. Anna's appeared like, oh my god, I love your makeup, guys.
Thanks, Anna.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, bless you. Thanks for coming. Anna came ghost hunting with me last night.
Oh,
we saw a total of 0 ghosts.
The veil is thin, guys.
To be fair, tonight would be the best time, I suppose.
Well, the veil will be thin this whole time of year, but tonight and tomorrow. And did you know this is a fact that's where costumes and dressing up originated from? Because back in the times when Samhain was what they were celebrating on the 31st and the 1st, you would have a big feast and you would set an extra space at the table for your ancestors to come through and things like that. But there was also bad demons and ghosts that you didn't want. So you would dress up so that they didn't recognize you.
Oh, that's really cool. I love that.
Yeah, so that's actually where dressing up came from.
It's this idea that there could be people at the table that you think you know, because you just assume they're in that costume, but later on realize it maybe wasn't them, and you were met by us. But it's very interesting. I learned, which may seem like really obvious to some people, that there are spirits and they once walked this earth, and demons didn't. This idea of this like very evil spirit, there's like this type that has never walked the earth, and it is purely made up of the negative energy that's trying to be able to walk this earth.
Oh, okay. Well, the thing I'm reading at the minute is talking about how mon is the word moon, and or no, emotion, and demon is a negative emotion, and so therefore demons are actually symbolic for your own negative emotions creating demons, if you see what I mean, rather than there actually being these physical demons. It's more a symbolic thing that you're creating that demonic environment or atmosphere or feeling from your negative emotions.
That's interesting.
Therefore caught some ghosts. Anna saying we need to do another ghost hunt. Did you know that there's a place in Hinckley called the Haunted and Cursed Antiques Investigation Centre? It's like a museum and all this, that, and the other.
No,
It's only open on a Saturday, but I think we should go.
that sounds wicked.
Yeah, I was going to take my lad that I support in the week, and I was like, because I just came across it accidentally looking for Halloween things, and I was like, what? That sounds well cool.
I want to check that out. Find some like stuff that's got potential spirits within it,
attached to it. Kat's going to give us the answers when we finish. So
Cheers,
we are
Kat.
saying that the internet one is true.
Yes.
The chewing gum one, are we going to go, you say false and I say true?
Yeah, I'll happily split on that one.
And then every 4 minutes and 13 seconds, enough wool is produced around the world to make a jumper big enough for the Statue of Liberty to wear. Oh, poor sheep.
4 minutes and 13 seconds. Enough. Produce a jumper big enough. Oh, for her to wear, not as in the whole mass necessarily.
It is a big old place, so I could imagine that being true. But every 4 minutes, I mean, how much wool jumpers do we need?
I don't know if you've seen as well. The Statue of Liberty gets shown to us like it's way bigger than it actually is, and I'm not going to Google the answer, but I kind of want to show you the Eiffel Tower, not the Eiffel Tower, Statue of Liberty. I don't know what this means for, but I'm trying to think. So in my head, it was like the size of the buildings.
Yeah, like absolutely massive.
Maybe if Mark was here, he'd be able to help.
In fact, yeah, happy birthday to both Mark and Alexi for
Monday.
Sunday. Oh yeah,
One
Sunday
was
and Monday. Yeah.
Happy birthday, guys. Sorry, mate. Mark's keeps dying, which is fun. Yeah, accept. I'll just give me the picture. Like, I suppose it's hard to see, but that's nowhere near as big as what I thought. So there's a big Carillion building in Loughborough, right? The big one. It's got that's probably only as high as that, and it's another one of them.
Yeah.
In my head, I thought it was the size of.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Did you see her jumper? Wouldn't actually be that big. It's like a big tent.
Right, yeah. I see what you mean. So it probably could be true.
In every 4 minutes, which again gives me the idea that it's a small time frame that you're asking me to.
I just feel like, does that mean all three are true then? Or maybe you're right with the Chewy one, that is just a old wives' tale, but the other two are true.
This is interesting. It's fun though. I'm trying to work it out, like the meta information. Like, okay, so I don't know that, but maybe this information that I randomly have will help me. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna go with True, false, true.
I'm going to go with true, true, true.
True, 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 false, true. And I've also got some others.
And I've got mine as well when you're, I've got.
Feel free to. Do you want to give me yours first?
Yeah.
For this to go for it. I'm intrigued.
Okay.
Ready.
So, like I say, 3 of these, I'll read all 6.
Okay.
Because 3 are true and 3 are not true. And then you can I can repeat each one as we go. So, Scotland's national animal is a unicorn. Noodles, when planted, will grow into a bush. A rare breed of 3-legged tiger is called a triger. Competitive art used to be an Olympic sport. 1 cup of coffee will fuel a car for 3.5 miles. In the UK, it's illegal to be drunk in a pub. So 3 are true and 3 are not true. Did any stand out as one way or the other? And let us know in the chat what you think as well.
Why do I feel like the last one is true, despite being the most ridiculous rule in the world? As someone that doesn't really drink, as someone that's sober.
So in the UK, it's illegal to be drunk in a pub. I'll give you that straight away. Then you know that you've got one.
Is that right?
It is, yeah.
Something about that is like, that's so UK.
There's a lot of, I've got a book at school and it's the most ridiculous laws in the world. So the kids go through that quite a lot and that one is in there.
That's brilliant.
And it does make me smile because it's not illegal to drink, but it's illegal to be drunk in a pub.
Yeah, there's a load of things like that, isn't there? Like, I know someone, I don't know.
It's like the whole, you can't buy cigarettes. I don't know, it used to be like loopholes, like with alcohol. You can drink alcohol from the age of 14, but you can't buy it till you're 18. And you're not allowed to give it to anyone. So how is this 14-year-old legally drinking? Who's giving it to them? Like,
technically, if you go for a meal with your parents, you're allowed like a certain amount of small, like cider or something like that.
People used to try that all the time in the restaurant, and I'd be like, "Look, I'm sorry, but our rule is."
Just don't serve minors.
Yeah. Like, just because it keeps it.
There was an In-Betweeners episode where he was like, he's trying to get served underage, and he ends up having to buy like the Sunday roast.
Yeah. Oh god.
Still doesn't get any bit.
Briefcase wanker.
Briefcase.
So then,
right, okay.
You've got one of the truths. There's out of the 5 remainers, there's 2 more that are true.
What was the first one again?
Scotland's national animal is a unicorn.
I've got to say false on that. Yeah, I'm going to say false on that.
So, trick. But that's incorrect. It is actually Scotland's national animal is actually a unicorn.
Scotland, what are you doing?
Do you know what England's national animal is?
I thought it was a lion.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I couldn't believe it. But then I was like, oh yeah, of course, the England football team. But I thought, why is it a lion? I was thinking when I Googled it, it's bound to be like a badger or something. And then when I saw it was a lion, I absolutely started wetting myself because I was like, a lion? When was the last lion seen in England?
I think it represents that whole like the king of the empire.
Yeah.
Head of the like
but it also
drowned in shame.
The English animal is a lion or an English bulldog. So I was like, oh, go on, Fleur.
Go on, Fleur.
Yeah, knew there was a reason that we've got her as our mascot.
That's so cute.
So,
I got that one wrong.
But we know now that Scotland's is also true. So there's only one more that's true. So either noodles, when planted, will grow into a bush. A rare breed of 3-legged tiger is called a triger. Competitive art used to be an Olympic sport. Or 1 cup of coffee will fuel a car for 3.5 miles.
I'm going to go with the noodle one being true. Just because it's got to have, maybe it's got some sort of, if you wet it, then a mold grows and then wheat grows and then, but there was another one. Competitive art, by the way. I would like to challenge someone. I don't know how this goes down, but I feel like I might be pretty good at it. I don't know how that plays out, but if you were willing to duel an art master, then send an email. Left click.
True trick. True. Oh, we got cats right. You did.
I'm struggling with yours though, mate. Jesus. The noodle one. The competitive art. That's got to be false. Although Roman Greek times, maybe. Oh,
Don't want to tell you so we can move on to the next
yeah,
one.
go for it.
So the noodle one is false. I made that up last night. It took me so long to make them up. Like, it was so easy to find unbelievable facts, but making them up was really, really hard.
That was a good one.
But I mean, maybe if we did plant it, we would grow a bush. Who knows? And the competitive art one is true. It did used. I knew you'd like that, so that's why I chose it. It did used to be an Olympic sport. I'm not sure how that worked.
Get it back. Bring it back, and I can be an athlete.
So well done to those of you at home that played along. If any of you got those correct, just to quickly recap then, just in case anyone did play along. Scotland's national animal is a unicorn. That was true. Noodles, when planted, will go into a bush. That was false. A rare breed of three-legged tiger is called a trigot. I made that up. I was quite pleased with that though, because trigot obviously means three. And tiger.
That was the other one I was considering is real. So okay.
A competitive art used to be an Olympic sport. True. Cup of coffee will fuel a car 3.5 miles. False. And in the UK, it's illegal to be drunk in a pub. True.
Congratulations, guys. How did you do?
Yeah, let us know how you did. That is also on the Instagram as well, so you can see those posts.
Okay. Right, I've got a few more. I don't know how much longer is left. I've got 10 minutes. So let's see how far we get. Some octopuses have been observed using coconut shells as makeshift armor. Cute AF.
Yeah, very cute, but why have I got this image of them like using them like bikini tops? Yeah, they're like them being like, if you like pina colada.
Have you watched them on like TikTok or Instagram or whatever? And they're like, they've got so much personality where like the keepers are cleaning out the reef and like their habitat basically, and they're just coming up to them like, hey, and just like calling at them, being like, one I saw where the octopus was pulling the woman's hand to be like, look at this.
So they are really truly smart. And that's the thing. I think they would be smart enough to use something as makeshift armor, but what do they need to use it as armor from? But I think I've seen on a nature program before them go under a rock and pull rocks and anything they can get, to like protect them.
Yeah, like cans and
they'll pull
things
like into the way. So I'd want to say true.
I'd want to say true. Let's see. I'm going to give the answers after each one, just so that it goes a little bit more smoothly in case I forget.
Yeah.
That one is true.
Excellent.
That's cute.
That is well done, Octopus. Very good.
Love that. The next one is the Eiffel Tower can shrink up to 6 inches in cold weather. That is a Subway. Subway sandwich.
I love that. That's what you compared it to. I very nearly made up that the Eiffel Tower was actually made of wood. So that'd be quite funny because I'm now thinking, well, it's made of metal, and metal does shrink and contract in the heat and the cold. So it would make sense that if it's such a big thing, then sure,
6 inches is nothing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of like leeway given. I'm gonna say true as well.
Yeah. I think true. I mean, you hear your house creak and cool down, don't you, after the heating's been on and stuff. So
thing I think is ghosts. So the answer is
hey.
The third one says banana grows on trees, and I was about to be like, yeah, of course they do.
Do you know what it is though? I know this.
Go on.
They're not trees, are they?
Are they not?
Banana. It's a plant, even though it looks like a tree. I think that's what it is.
Banana bush.
It does look like a tree, but I think they are big. Because when I was in Antigua, who I stayed with, he had like land, so we'd go to the land every single day to water all the crops, and there was all different types of banana plant.
Oh, that sounds wicked.
As we're walking along, it was like, this is like Antiguan bananas, Jamaican bananas, all different types of ones, and I'm sure I've read before that the plant they're not trees, they're plants, so it might just be like a bit of a.
Makes sense, because those monstera plants, right? Apparently they, in the right conditions, grow fruit. And that's not a tree, right? But I feel like they grow off the leaves kind of in a similar...
I just feel like it's a red herring in the sense that you're going to go, oh, of course that's true. Bananas grow on trees. And then it'll go, well, actually, it's a plant, not a tree.
I completely agree. I'm saying false. And it's false. Herbaceous plant.
Yeah, big herby plant.
Herbaceous.
There you go. I knew all my travelling would pay off.
Right, let's do two more. Lightning can strike in the same place twice. I feel like that's true, right?
Of course it can. They just say that it can't because of the odds of it.
And if it does, go and do the lottery, I hear.
Yeah, yeah. What number
Um,
was that? Oh,
That was 4.
true.
What? Oh, it can strike the same place twice. It's okay.
Yeah, like it
That's
leaves
okay.
a mark where it physically can't strike it again.
That's hilarious. Okay, so it's not that rare, guys. You're fine. Well, you're not fine.
Yeah,
Be careful.
You're not fine if you get struck. That doesn't mean you're never going to get struck again. Like the chicken. Remember they used to say about the chicken pox? Oh, you've caught it, wouldn't you? Catch it, yeah. That's also not true.
It's also not true. This one's really interesting. Humans are born with only 2 fears: the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises.
See, I know I've read something like this, but I'm really like suspicious that maybe one of the facts have been changed. And I think the fear of falling is true. The fear, I mean, if the fear of loud noises is true as well, then I'll be like, oh, maybe I've not got sensory processing disorder. Maybe it's just my natural fears because I hate loud noises.
So, I'm going to look real stupid if I get this wrong. This is my job. I like getting to the debate of nurture or nature. I think it's a mix of the two. However, I don't believe you are born with a fear. I feel like, so loud noises, reacting to certain things, it's fright or flight. It's a natural reaction to anxiety.
That's a new one.
So maybe, okay, yeah, loud noises, you are programmed to always be aware of that. Maybe that is true then.
I think the fear of falling is true because you dream those dreams of falling, that wake you up. That's inbuilt in it. So every human does that. Surely has those dreams.
Yeah, and it's hard to judge though, right? Because it's so like, is that just because they can't hold themselves?
Yeah.
Like, were they born with that, or did they learn it real quick? Like, I don't know.
That's a good. I'm sure I have read before that you're born with 2 fears. I just can't remember what the 2 fears are. I actually thought one of them was spiders, but I think that's more that I've read about the instinctive thing of that you can spot a spider because of its movements and it's an instinct.
And there's that ancestral collective unconscious, right? Of like, be aware.
I'm going to say true though.
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to say true. Oh, thank God. I can keep my job. True. Isn't that weird though? I think the terminology fear is what got me.
Yeah.
Thinking like, well, how can you be born
fear of loud noises?
But no, yeah.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I hate loud noises and
it's a survival instinct is too.
Yeah, well that's comes back down to the fireworks thing of not liking those loud noises and also heights. If I'm near anywhere up high, that voice is in my head like, get closer, dangle your foot over the edge.
God,
why don't you just jump? And it's like, oh my God, I daren't go closer because of the voice in my head. Like I used to say when I was younger to my brother, if I ever get found like I've jumped off a cliff or something, just know that I didn't mean, like the voice in my head got too kind of.
Lindsay Hargrave did not kill herself. I see the memes already. But I saw someone say that. Like, if I kill myself 2 weeks, I didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't me. It was, and then, again, this is before I knew about intrusive voices and things like that. I'd been making these jokes, so it's always been there.
They're always fun ones to have, aren't they? Quite shocking. You're like, wow, my brain can go there. But don't worry, and I'm sure we've covered this on stuff before. Just the fact your brain goes there is not indicative to the kind of person you are.
Yeah.
It only shows that your brain is so wide, has zero filter.
And your point is to bring it back, innit? And to say, no, this is my moral compass.
Yep.
This is what I'm actually gonna do.
Yeah.
You have you've been blessed with choice and judgment.
Yeah. However, if you're having thoughts of, I want to do this thing that's considered morally wrong because I feel like it will feel really good, that might be your indicator that you're not judging things quite correctly. And I suggest seeking some support from a doctor or a professional or even a friend to start with and just be like, hey, is this normal?
Yeah, you'll be surprised at how many things people are like, yeah, I do that too. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Just because it's not normal doesn't mean it needs to go to the doctor about it.
There's this really funny video circulating at the minute, and my friend sent it to me, and I had already shared it on my story, funny enough. So I was like, mate, I love this. But it's this, I don't even know if it is Prince Charles, but it's this guy in his like account or something, but he's dressed up in all his gear and he looks really pleased, and he like steps up to the camera, you know, of all this like gold and crowns and things. But it just, the caption's like, when you start clearing your room out. And you end up dressing up in everything that you find.
I love that. As soon as you got like 3 headbands on, like 2 scarves, some net thing that you've not seen in ages.
It's like
A Halloween
truth of
costume
it.
from last year. That's well good. I love that.
It's just that relatableness of like, oh my god. And then what was the other one to do with having cutlery in your drawer that you just will not use compared to ones that, you know, you almost like an order of cutlery that you'll use, you cutlery in and stuff, like your favorite pieces, even though to most people they just look the same, but you have got these little bit, that one feels different.
There is 2 sets downstairs, and we're currently in my mum's house. There's 2 sets. There's one set that was here when I lived here, and another set from when my stepdad moved in. He moved in when I was 12. That cutlery has been there probably as long as the IKEA set next to it.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with his cutlery. I love my stepdad, and he had the cleanest house. OCD, autistic AF, literally. Labels so like facing front, all even.
Oh, bless him.
But I do not want to touch those cutlery. I don't know why.
It's the change. You grew up with the other cutlery. It's like, yeah.
My cutlery. But there's something about a certain type of cutlery, and it reminds me of like dinner hall, school dinners, you know, that just flat.
Yeah.
You can almost see the sharp, jagged bits of metal coming off the.
I know the type you mean. That it's like that's the kind I avoid. I like it to be quite chunky and smooth.
Anything that's too big as well. Do you ever go to like a hotel or something fancy and their forks like massive and you're like, but I'm not Ariel and I don't need to brush my hair, so can I have a normal fork?
Yeah, normal size.
La, la, la. That's what I start doing until they give me a normal fork.
My friend, he used to refuse forks if they had 3. It'd be like, it's a fork for a reason. The word 4 is in it. Like,
this is a trident and take it back.
This is a freak. That's
freak.
It's the freak of the cutlery world.
Take this freak. Submitting all over
it. Take this freak away from me.
That's hilarious. Never pass me a freak.
So it is the end of the month, which means we're doing our prize draw of our Patreon supporters of the £1 tier and above. So thank you very much to everybody that supports us over on Patreon.
Yes.
In fact, let me just check that those that took part in because we ran a fundraiser this month as well.
We sure did.
And I'm just going to make sure that everybody's 2 of the people that were on the fundraiser actually are on here because they're Patreon supporters as well. But I'm going to add the other person that helped us with the fundraiser's name on there as well. So one time only.
One time only specials. We're nice like that. We're so cute like that.
So the prize is a different resolution, a copy of the 2025 one, because I just think that it's an absolutely amazing resource. We have got these for sale at the minute, well, all the time, but at the minute I've got this kind of gift box that's got this, a notebook, a pen, a fidget toy, 3 stickers. It's on the Instagram.
It's a whole package.
An iron-on label, and the coolest thing about it, and I did all my research to make sure that this happened, is that it goes into a box that can go through your letterbox. Oh yeah, and you get a gift bag, so you can either get it sent directly to you and you put it all together in the gift bag and maybe add some more things and then hand it to them or whatever, or I can put it all into the gift bag, flat pack it and send it directly to the person, and there's no messing about. This is like a gift through your letterbox, because I know for me that's like a huge, it's like, why would you send somebody something that then they've got to then go and collect when they weren't in to receive it, or you know, panic about safe places and all of that. So it's very, very cool.
No, yeah, totally.
And it goes through your letterbox. But yeah, if you want to order one of those, it's £12, and that includes the first class delivery. So I think it is really, really good value, and it's mainly because we've got quite a lot of stock left over from the festivals that we've done this year. So just trying to kind of do that fresh start before next year. So the sticker that's going to be in this is donated by True Vibes Clothing. So head over to their website and check out their range. But this is specifically an ADHD design. My Inner Monsters, very relevant.
I love that.
So the winner of this draw will get in a different resolution this stickers, and then we'll put some of the goodies in there. Might be a couple of prints
Some
and
prints
things like
and
that.
good stuffs.
My eyelashes are falling off. Right.
We got some chocolates as well. I bet we can make them
Yeah,
fun.
let's stick a couple of chocolates in there. So
Trick or treat.
I'm going to press it, and then I'm going to hold it out so that you can see it happen at random. And the winner is doodle-doo.
Jodie. Oh, JD.
No, Jade.
Jade.
Yeah, just Jade. Oh.
Just saying names that aren't there. Jodie.
Yeah. Jodie's at home like, I won. Oh, I didn't even enter.
Jade. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, how exciting.
That's awesome. That's
Jade.
wicked.
And that, I think she's going to absolutely love that design as well. Very, very funky. And
Yeah, definitely.
very awesome ADHD lady. Thank you very much. Let me just make a little
Thank
note
you
of
so
that.
much, Jade. You really, really deserve all the goodies and all the gifts, especially on Halloween. And thank you to Peter as well for the awesome stickers to include in people's prizes. We've got a load of cool stuff. So heading your way, Jade.
Yeah, very very cool.
Make sure some is shared with Shana.
She'll be watching like, I know that you won that prize, so
That's so cute. If you sorry, my mouse keeps dying. It might get to the point where I can't actually press end stream and you're stuck with me all night. Lindsay will go home and it'll just be
yeah, but you want to keep this makeup going, don't you? It's like
I might as well. I'll just stay here till it all crusts off. Stay with me, guys, till I start
till I start
doing something
peeling.
else. Till I start peeling. Should we play Dress to Impress? If you want to support us, as always, please hit that like button, subscribe, leave comments. We'll get back to you. If you have anything you'd like to ask us or something we'd like for us to mention in the next episode, you can email us. The email that is available on the screen right now, podcastofficial@gmail.com. And there is also the website for you to go on, which is right here, adifferenthumandesign.co.uk. And there you can find all the stuff in our store. You can find links to the podcast. I like our website. You did really, really well at it.
We get a
pretty.
lot of visits on the website. Like just yesterday, there was 10 new people on there.
Hey, 10 new people.
So yeah, it gets a lot of attention, which is great.
Okay, one last question. Do I do my lips like this all the time? I have to remember that what's happening on camera is way more ghastly in real life.
I like it though.
You look wicked.
You're not looking at your lips up. Yeah, I like it.
If you've dressed up this year, please send us your pictures. Send us how good you are feeling.
Tag us in them. A Different Podcast Official on Instagram or A Different Human Design UK, and we'll share them on our story.
Please do. And in the meantime, I suppose we'll see you next week. It will be November.
Yeah, how scary is that? 2 more months and it will be 2025. That's just mind blowing.
Oh God, we've got bonfire night. We've got Christmas. Diwali's tonight, right?
I think.
Shout out to my my
Light Festival friends.
This is going to sound terrible. Who celebrates Diwali? Is it Hindu? Or is it Muslim?
No, it's not Muslim, Hindu.
Sorry, guys. Celebrate all you not Muslims. It's my God. It's too much going on in the getting stuff wrong. If you're enjoying Diwali tonight, whatever culture or religion you are from, please have a good time. Stay safe. If you're celebrating Halloween, remember to stick to the houses that have the pumpkins and the decorations. If there's a sign saying please don't come here, or they look a bit turned off.
On my
don't
way to
bother
the
them.
car, I might just knock on beers. I've got all my makeup done, knock on a few houses, like, trick or treat. One of the kids said, because I went, it's actually quite a bonus, isn't it? I want to go and knock on doors and get sweets. And he went, you could get away with it with your height. I was like, yeah, I'll just put a mask on. They would have no idea I'm not a child.
Do you know what? I think we actually could do quite.
Yeah.
So anyway, this Halloween, this is Lindsay.
And this is Steph.
We are a different human design.
And this is a different podcast.
Have a lovely night, guys. My mic doesn't. My mouse doesn't work. Turn it on. Still doesn't work. Told you, you're stuck with us for the rest of the night. Cross those fingers. Outro. Good night, guys.
Why is it like this?